So a couple weeks ago, we did a video on the Anferov, I think that's how you say it, slugs that I got from Jeff at Taufladermaus. Now, that was a pretty fun experiment. I've never tried any kind of Sabots. I think that's how you say it, for the angry fellow that left me a comment about it. I've never tried that kind of projectile, but it seemed like it worked pretty well, or at least as advertised. But I asked everyone, because I had 4 more rounds, what would you like to see? And it was unanimous. Everybody wanted to see how it did on paper. They wanted to see if it was tumbling or if it was going to keyhole or something like that. Now, most of my regulars know I don't typically like shooting paper and filming it and all of that stuff, but I figured we'd do it for this because I think it is worth testing and at least getting a definitive yes or no on how it's traveling. So that's what we did. Now, in the last video, I had 2 sets of rounds, one with 60 grains of 3F Swiss and the other with 80 grains of 3F Swiss. And so these 4 here that we tested were 80 grains of 3F Swiss. Now, I got a lot of questions about why I didn't use a gas seal and all of that. So let me see if I can give you some close-up shots of why that doesn't really work with these. So here we have our 12 gauge 2 3/4 inch shell charged with 80 grains of 3F Swiss, and you can see that the fins of the projectile hang down below the sabot, and if you were to use a wad or a gas seal, it would stick way up here, which would be a problem. Most people need to understand is that the sabot, or sabot, however you'd like to say it, it is the gas seal. And with black powder, this actually works out just fine. So I hope that clears things up. This is one of the issues that Jeff was having when he was using smokeless powder, is since those fins do sit down into the powder, you have a lot of volume you have to take up. Now, I don't know what kind of smokeless powder that they're using over there in Europe for this, but it doesn't seem like something that we have around here. But black powder did work exceptionally well for these. So here's how it went. It was unanimous. Everybody wanted to see how it does on paper. So we're going to do it with cardboard. Oh, I'm sorry, plywood. We were going to do it with cardboard because I think that'll be more fun and tell us exactly what we need to know.
High. I'd say about maybe 2 feet over, 3. Hey, that went through it. Just about bullseye right there. That was a bullseye.
Now let's see what it does. Well, dang. That doesn't look like they're tumbling to me. Yeah. Now, I was aiming right at it. Of course, that was the first one, so I adjusted my point of aim down here and got those, but that sure doesn't appear to be tumbling to me.
No, not one bit.
Maybe there's some pieces of it back here. Ah!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Still warm.
Still hot?
Yeah, look at it from the backside.
Oh, man, look, you can see where it was hitting the steel.
That sure does not appear, and that's what, 35 yards?
Yeah.
That sure does not appear to be tumbling to me.
Not one bit.
Not, I mean, at least it doesn't look that way to me. This thing's still hot. Still.
Yeah, I bet it is. I don't see any other chunks.
Yeah, that's about it.
Pretty good, man.
Yeah, I would say that's not tumbling.
What you got the minimum length barrel, 18-inch?
It's 18 and a half or something.
Either way.
Maybe if you look at this one, it might have been a little wobbly. I think you can see the fin marks right here. I think that's a fin mark.
Oh, yeah.
So it might have been angled down. But as far as it tumbling bad and, you know, keyholing.
Yeah.
Definitely not the case.
Because I definitely thought that it was tumbling the first time, but that, you know, we're shooting at water jugs and crap. Well, there.
So it sure looks like they were performing as advertised. They didn't look like they were tumbling. They certainly weren't keyholing. Now, I think a lot of folks were expecting me to have that Tau Fledermaus high quality slow motion camera, and I don't have one of those. So I don't know how it's doing in flight, because in some of Jeff's videos, you could see it was kind of wagging a little bit. Not nearly as bad as some of the ones I've seen those guys test. This looks to me like it works pretty damn well. Again, that was at 35 yards. And with that particular shotgun, since I don't have a shotgun bead, it's just the barrel, it typically does hit high. And you can see I was aiming right at it. It hit high. I adjusted my point of aim down at the bottom of the target. And at 35 yards, that's pretty respectable. I don't care who you are, especially for somebody like me. So, as usual, folks, if you thought this video didn't suck, do me a favor and hit the like button and consider subscribing. And if you did think it sucked, well, then go make your own damn video.